All right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to do our Bitcoin and Bitcoin miner update. We have a little bit better news today, so I want to go through the miner big board, then we'll take a look at Bitcoin and a few of the Bitcoin charts, and then we'll take a look at a few of the miners in specific. So if you're new to the channel, we cover Bitcoin and the miners all the time on this channel, so if that's content you're interested in, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And also, if everybody would do us a favor and smash the like button, it helps out the video and the channel a lot, so I really appreciate it. There's a link in the comment to our free Discord. We mostly talk about Bitcoin and Bitcoin miners over there as well, so you're welcome to join us. Here's the board, and you'll see there were a few things that were red. So this was a bit of a mixed bag, but predominantly green, so much better than yesterday, which was an absolute disaster. So Bitfarms was down 1%. It was up most of the day today, and then things pulled back in general a little bit in the closing hour of the day. So Bitfarms ended up in the red. HUT ended up at exactly 0 on the day, and Wolf was down a little bit less than 1%, and Mawson was down 8%. So again, this seems to always be one outlier doing the opposite. So let's look at the flip side. Iris Energy, stock ticker IREN, was up 20% today. We're going to look at that chart later because that chart has been bizarre. So it had a down 30 or 40% day the other day. It's had a couple of up 20% days, so it's all over the place. We'll take a closer look later, but very good day for them today. Stronghold was up almost 8%, so that was a very good day for them as well. Some of the bigger miners, Riot was up 2.89%, Marathon was up 1.87%, and Core Scientific was up 3.74%. Nothing too dramatic, but a nice change from yesterday. I will mention Hive Blockchain. They were up 3.63% today. Hive did a Zoom meeting this morning for their investors, and they basically gave a very comprehensive update on what's going on with their business, and they are going to continue with the reverse stock split. It was going to be, I think, this Friday, and they moved it to next Tuesday, but they did say they intend to continue with that. They showed a lot of the fundamentals in their business. I spoke with Frank and IREN on the channel, so you can check that interview out if you want. I think they're doing what they said they were going to do. I know a lot of people are angry at the reverse stock split, but I think their hand was forced a little bit on this, and so I'll let you guys decide for yourselves what you think about that. But in any event, if they post that on the website, it's definitely worth checking out. Okay, so let's go to the Bitcoin chart. This is Bitcoin on the 30-minute time frame. So you'll see, as always, there is a line, an orange line yesterday where the equity markets closed. So Bitcoin was at about 29,228 when the equity markets closed yesterday. Today, you'll see they closed at around 29,900. So we were up about $700 on the day. We were up all day. Today was the opposite of what's been happening over the last few weeks. We bottomed out at 9:30 and then ran up quite a bit for the first half of the day. We leveled off a little bit in the second half of the day, but still, we were up from start to finish today. And you can see Bitcoin is still up right now. It's just over $30,000, and it has been bouncing over and under $30,000 for hours and hours now. So yesterday, we talked about the most important thing was to hold this line of support at 28.8. Yesterday was a bleak day. So we talked a lot on this channel about let's just see if we can hold this line here at 28,800. That was the low for 2021. That line has been extremely powerful support over the last 18 months. We did dip below it. On May 12th, we candlewick down to around 25,000. So that is the low on the year for 2022. But this line at 28.8 is fairly strong support over the last 18 months. So you will see from the close yesterday, we basically held this line. This is on the 30-minute time frame, and even on the 30-minute time frame, pretty much every candle is at least touching this line at the bottom, and we bounced right off of it overnight last night, and now we're a nice little safe distance away. But I will tell you, of course, you guys know, in cryptocurrency and in Bitcoin, nothing is safe. We're only $1,200 above this line. We've had 5-minute candles bigger than that. So I don't want to get overconfident, and I'm certainly not flipped to massively bullish here, but I do think this is another indicator. This is about 5 days in a row that I've really been stressing. I think we're at or near the bottom is what I've been saying. And now I'm going to say, I think we did put the bottom in at 25,000. And it is possible we will retest that. You know, that is not an unusual occurrence to retest a low like that before we move on. But I don't think we're going any lower than that. I don't even think we're going to retest that, but it is certainly possible. And of course, it's very possible we're going to retest this 28.8. We've been testing that almost every single day for over a week now. Let's zoom out a little bit and that'll give us a little clearer picture. This is Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame, and so you can see here on these 4-hour candles, here's our line of support at 28.8. So you can see we dipped below this for a bit on the 4-hour candles on May 12th, and that's when we got down to around 25,000. So that was our 2022 low so far. We did rally right back up above this line. We tested it again on May 14th. We tested it really again today, and it seems to be holding up for now. So, the more times you test a line of support, the more likely it is that potentially it will break. However, it has held very strong so far. And there's a lot of other indicators that are leading me to believe that we're at least moving out of the bearish portion of what has been going on here in 2022, and maybe sideways and maybe a little bit bullish. So let's zoom out to the 1-day time frame and we'll see that a little better. Okay, here is Bitcoin on the 1-day time frame. So you'll see this is that line at 28,800. You can see this goes all the way back to, we tested this line on May 11th, and really every single day pretty much since then. Today wasn't actually, you'll see today's candle was very green. So yesterday we really tested the line, ended right down at the line, and we've bounced back today. So again, not out of the woods by any means, but it does seem like over the last week we've really put a lot of pressure on this line and it has held up. This light blue line, which is coming in just over 28,000, this is the Bitcoin 1,000-day simple moving average. So that has been an extremely long and strong line of support for basically the last 7 years. Now, there have been 2 periods where it did dip below that, but it was only marginally below that, and it was for a short period of time. So when it does go below that line, it tends to stick pretty close to it, at least over the last 7 years anyway. So these were the things we were talking about. We wanted to hold these 2 lines. We're now about a week into testing these almost every day, but they have held up. So I want to show you one more thing. Okay, we've also been looking at the MACD on a daily basis. We started looking at this when on the histogram, these red candles were getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And we said, step 1 is let's just get one pink candle and start turning in the right direction. Well, you can see that happened. We're now a week into that. And today's candle is almost, you can't even hardly see it. And this line is so close. We are on the absolute verge of a bullish crossover. However, I want to remind everybody we got faked out about 3 or 4 times in April. So we've been right to the brink like this before. In fact, if I zoom in, you'll see one day at the beginning of the month, we actually printed one green candle on the histogram. So it really looked like we were going to have a bullish crossover and start to move up. It was a total fake out, and it led us into the month of May, which has not been fun. But we stand right back here on the brink. I mean, these 2 lines could not be any closer. So it certainly looks like, given this momentum, tomorrow would be a bullish cross, unless of course this is yet another fake out. But while I can't say with certainty, it does seem like we're headed in that direction. So again, we're not going to call a bullish crossover until it's happened and it's confirmed, because we've been fooled several times recently. But this is all good news. This all points towards further confirmation that we've put in a bottom and we are on the move back up. Okay, let's start out with HUT 8. This is HUT 8 on the 1-day time frame. So you'll see we have a little cluster here over the last week. We had a bottom. We bottomed out on May 12th. Then we had a big jump rally the next day, and we've been kind of sideways and down a little bit since then. And that's somewhere at around $2.50. We closed today at $2.47. So the previous low for the year was $3.10. So we are still well under that, even though Bitcoin has rallied off of its lows. However, HUT 8 has not gotten back to its previous low. So to me, there's a little bit of risk reward here that looks good to me. Okay, so from a risk standpoint, you can see that it's about 8.5% if we were to go back and retest the new low that HUT set last week. However, it's about 25% to the upside if we were just to rally back to HUT's previous low on the year 2022. So to me, if Bitcoin is going to rally and if it's going to get back up to 33,000, I think this is an extremely likely goal. In fact, in my opinion, we will go past this. So I'm going to give you one more price target. I'm just going to go back to April 20th. So this was 1 month ago. If Hut 8 could just rally back to its price that it was at 1 month ago, and that was a very strong line of support. You can see we had tested that in the middle of March. That would be over an 87% increase in the price of Hut's stock. So I think there's some very good potential reward. I don't know if that's a 30 or 60 or 90-day price target for me, but I don't think that's a long-term price target, and that is a lot of upside. So again, this is not financial advice. This is how I'm looking at the chart, so please do your own due diligence. And no, these are extremely volatile companies. All of the miners we're going to look at are pretty much between 70 and 80% down off of their highs, and you can see the volatility on these things are huge. So know your stock before you spend your money. Now I want to take a look at Iris Energy and stock ticker IREN. This is Iris on the 1-day time frame, and I just want to show you this has been a roller coaster. So we bottomed out on May 12th at around $5.62. The very next day, Iris rallied all the way up over $8. So that was a massive rally from the low to the high in 1 day to the next. That was a 46% rally. However, the very next day, Iris hit a new all-time low and was down 44% on the day. That day was a disaster. I believe this had to do with the end of the lockup period for Iris. I could not find any other information that gave any indication. It was a very high volume day, and it looked like it was the end of their lockup period, and it sold off for 1 day, and it has just had massive rallies back since then. Today, they are up over 20%. This got under $5 a couple of days ago. So I do think there's some more potential upside on this. Again, it's about 28% just to get back to their previous fairly strong line of support, which was their previous all-time low at around $8.60. Lastly, I want to just look at Stronghold, because Stronghold is actually trending here over the last week. And if you guys are interested in Stronghold, let me know and I will do a deeper dive. I haven't sensed a lot of interest in this company, but they stand to potentially be a major player if they can get over a few hurdles. They have a few very big problems. Their stock is beaten down to the point where I think it's a $30 or $40 million market cap now, even though they have hundreds of millions of dollars in machinery and deposits coming on more machinery. Their conservative estimate is that they're going to get to 4 exahash by the end of the year. Now, I will tell you, they also let you know that there's a risk that they're going to run out of money before they get there. They believe they are in shape to stay on track and weather this storm, and if they do, and they are a 4 exahash Bitcoin miner at the end of the year, then they are currently wildly underpriced. However, they're priced here for a reason, because there is some substantial issues with this company. So please do your own due diligence on this one, more so than anything. Extremely volatile. From the high to the low in the last month, this stock was down 75%. There's some very big variables out there on Stronghold. So I'm going to leave it at that for today. A much better day for Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners. Hopefully all of you guys made a little bit of money today. So if you're still here, thanks so much for watching, and remember to subscribe to the channel and smash the like button. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.